Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's training. I'm Dr. Megan Fisk. For those of you that haven't had the chance to meet me yet, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for today's training. You'll notice a couple branding differences starting to creep their way in. I've been doing a whole big upgrade to the behind the scenes systems. So Soul Speakers Academy just started yesterday and it's so amazing. I'm so incredibly excited for all the new Soul Speakers that I have joining me. And let's dive into today's training. So if you're watching the replay, make sure that you do some hashtag replay action so that I know that you're here. If you're watching live, today is all about discovering your why. Like, what is your purpose for wanting to share your message and in this format now? So, let's get to it. Let's jump in. By no means is any of this like super new information, by the way. There are tons and tons of resources out there on finding your purpose, discovering what you're meant to do. For me, a couple things have helped. First, when I was a teenager, I got 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think it was for teenagers, though. I highly recommend it as a gift for people. And it was really the first time that I thought, oh, wait, I could like do something different than everyone else and taught time management systems and all the things. I'd love to know if you're watching live or watching the replay, what was your like first personal development book that made you think like, oh, wait, what is this? Because there's just so many out there. So Simon Sinek, I always say his last name funky, but anyhow, Simon came up with a TED Talk, like one of the first TED Talks even, and it's one of the most popular ones to this day, where he talks about the power of why. And so in a minute or two, we're going to watch it, just a couple little minutes of it, so you can learn more about it. But know that there are so many people out there that talk about why and the importance of starting with why, because if you don't know your why, like what it is that you need to do, like when why you're getting up and like working so hard on your business, it's going to be really difficult to stay motivated to keep going. So what I see happen a lot of times with my speakers is you're so excited to get your message out in the beginning and you're like, yes, this is what I have to do. But then it gets hard, right? And we can definitely do hard things, but there's a lot of rejection in both being a business owner and in being an entrepreneur. So knowing why is going to help motivate you to keep going even when times get tough. And so I love this quote by Viktor Frankl: to those who have a why to live, they can bear almost anyhow. Such a good one. So let's watch a couple minutes of Simon. And it's actually about
do people or organizations know why they do what they do? And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose, what's your cause, what's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this: we make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done. That's how most sales is done. And that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do. We say how we're different or how we're better. And we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. People don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat screen TVs. They've been making flat screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. Dell came out with MP3 players and
So let me pause it here and see. Let me get my technology under control over here. I hadn't ever tried to like make the video full screen in Canva, and it's like the little getting the behind the scenes. There we go. So why should we have a why, right? I started to mention a couple of these, but it's really because it's going to help you stay motivated when times get tough. So like I was saying before, we turned on Simon and saw his pretty like low tech visual aid he had going on there, but it's so effective. And we'll dissect his speech another time, but it's really like he's helping us stay motivated, right? Like knowing our why is going to make sure that when times get tough or when our public speaking fear is like coming at us in full force, that we're able to say, you know what, fear, like I actually have this bigger purpose for why I want to be on stage speaking or why I'm up here doing these lives. So we're going to keep going. We're going to be courageous and move forward and actually speak, right? Another reason is to help us connect with others. So in a minute, I'm going to share my why with you all. And it's really something that gives us that basis. So like Simon was talking about in his speech, Apple is all about changing the status quo. And that's why we really like them, right? Like they got rid of buttons on our phones for the first time. So we really want to use our why as the reason why we're unique in our marketing materials. And like I said before, to help us move through any public speaking anxiety that we might have, right? That shows up for us. So you can really like sharing your why. Also, one other thing is that it can help you discover your purpose and help other people help discover their purpose. So I'm really excited. I love talking about your why. And like Simon said in his talk, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So I encourage you to watch his full talk if you like it. So this is my why. This is why I get up here and keep moving forward, because I know that my why is to teach speechcraft to soulpreneurs just like you, coaches, teachers, and healers, so they can lead the world to become healthier, more peaceful, and more just. I've done so many different things in my life and worked with so many different politicians and international aid groups and universities. And I know that soulpreneurs are the ones that have the solutions we need. And I know each one of my clients has such a unique solution and way of teaching others that inspires them, that makes them think, hey, I could be a little healthier, or I could help my family become more peaceful, or I could help my community become more just. Each one of those things. And so whenever I'm feeling unmotivated, I return back to my why. And so it is different from your core message. This is, I think, a lot more wordier than I would ever go with and like actually publish on my website somewhere. But it really comes from my heart and from the core of like what I wanted to do when I started my business. And so if you're just getting started, or maybe you started your business a while ago, but you've never thought through like, actually, why? What is it that is at my core for why I'm here and doing what it is that I'm doing? Another example of a why, so Simon's is to inspire people to do things that inspire them so that together we can change our world, right? So whys tend to be really big. We want it to be something exciting. So here are 3 ways. I've got a couple questions for you to answer. And then I want to know in the comments what your why is. Why are you a speaker? Why do you want to be a speaker? Why do you have your business? Why? I feel like a third grader, a 3-year-old. There we go. So what do you do and how do you contribute to the world? So some verbs kind of to get us started might be inspire, develop, motivate, teach, deliver, prepare, right? What do you do? How do you contribute to the world? That's step 1 to get written down. Number 2 is what is the impact of your contribution? What is your vision for the world? And think really, really big, right? I have this grand dream someday that a yoga teacher will be on every school board in the United States. I think that would help the world and help us all become healthier, more peaceful, and more just. One of the things that fits in alignment with my why. And so what is it for you? What is that big vision, that big dream that you have that's like, oh, this is what I want to do, right? Think through it some. And last but not least, put to blank, so that blank, right? So I'll read mine one more time. To teach speechcraft to soulpreneurs so they can, or so that they can, it just got wordy, lead the world to become healthier, more peaceful, and more just. Simon's was to inspire people to do things that inspire them so that together we can change our world. Right? So let me know in the comments, what is your why? What is your big reason? And also, here's a little checklist that I put together to kind of get you to, because I know some of you, I'm guilty of this too, are going to sit and like wordsmith this to death. And it's just for you. It's not, like I said, something that I like put big flashy lights on. It's not like my core message of my business. It actually, I think, is a step before your core message. It's this very raw, true, authentic to you reason for why you stay motivated, what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this world, right? So a couple checklist things. So is it like concise and simple? You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to use these big fancy words. Is it focused on how I help others? A good why should be beyond yourself, right? It uses language that feels good to me and it's very action oriented, right? Which is also something that you want to do. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know there's, like I started this with, there's so many people that talk about your why, and it's for a really great reason, because if you want to really start to make friends with your public speaking fear and to make sure that at the end of the day, there are first thing in the morning that you've got a reason for getting out of bed, knowing your why, knowing why it is that you're working so hard, what is it that you're working towards, all of these things, it's so much easier to have it, right? And to sit down, answer these 3 questions, make a sticky note, put it up, and just remind yourself, like, this is what I'm building. This is why I'm here. And then the how and the what becomes so much easier. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you share your why with me in the comments below, and I'll be back soon with another training for you all. So I hope you have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.